All right, real quick, guys. I wanted to go over this. I've been sick for the last couple of days. I haven't been able to put out any valuable content, so I felt like I owed you guys something. Um, right now, that there is such a strong demand in the private equity sector for plumbers, electricians, and HVAC that I wanted to go over this because there needs to be some type of a plan devised in the Rhode Island area for all HVAC plumbers and electricians to come together, create an umbrella, create a corporation or an LLC or some type of entity where we come together, combine our revenues, combine our resources, and build a big giant to sell to these bigger corporations and bigger private equity companies. That's how we are going to make these huge exits for millions of dollars. I don't know about you guys, but I want to do this to build comfort, financial freedom, and freedom overall for my family. So I want you to hear me out while I say this because I think there's an opportunity for people like myself and other companies out there who are doing the same thing I am. But we could be tweaking this and doing this in a much bigger space if you understand what I'm saying. So I want to start off with what private equity looks for when they go to buy a company. And number one is clean financials. They want audible books. They want clean QuickBooks. They want accrual accounting preferred. So everything needs to be going through your accountant, every single piece of cash, every check, everything needs to be going through your bank account. No personal expenses in business, transparent EBITDA tracking. So everything needs to be very, very well organized and very well tracked by your accountant. Then team leadership and owner independence. PE wants to know that when they come in and acquire you, that you don't need to be there to be operating the business. What good would that be if somebody came and bought your business if you still needed to be there? That wouldn't be a smart decision on their end. So they need to make sure that there's strong second in command, which is a GM in place in the company that isn't going anywhere at the time of acquisition, a technician retention that has a 4+ year tenure. So they're probably going to want some type of operating agreement with your team. And they want standard operational procedures from the time the phone call comes in, dispatch, collecting payments, stuff like that. Even other SOPs as far as structure within your team. Then there is a revenue mix, predominantly residential service. Guys, stay away from new construction. I understand that it needs to be done in the beginning of a business in order to scale, bring in the team, bring in the revenue, and then decide which way you want to go. But ultimately, you want to end up being in residential home services because that's where the money's going to be in the private equity sector. That's where the reoccurring revenue is going to be, where the upsell is going to be. And there's so much more of a demand when it comes to private equity and selling. You need to focus on 70 to 80% service, repair, and replacement and limit the new construction. It's too bulky. It's too many unknowns, and the profitability is scattered. Yes, you could go in at a 40%. We're going to make 40% on this project, but there's too many unknowns, and private equity, smart money wants to see positivity, not what ifs. And then there's that reoccurring method, the maintenance agreement, subscription style cash flow, guaranteed base revenues, and high retention rates. Reoccurring revenue, what's that mean? Get them on the maintenance plans. So twice a year, you're in their home, which allows for an upsell. Guys, right now, private equity is giving 7 to 8 times multiples on plumbing, electricians, and HVAC. Full mechanical companies, forget it. So there is a huge opportunity. If you bring to PE, if you have a $3 million EBITDA, which means straight profit, the platform can buy you for a $10+ million revenue foundation or regional roll-up. That's max value. So all this stuff, guys, is what private equity looks for. And I believe that in Rhode Island and in Massachusetts, that a lot of us smaller companies should be coming together to have a conversation on what it looks like to form an alliance, form a team so we can bring to private equity. Unions are going to want to hate to hear this. They hate hearing this, but I will fight the good fight. Let's build something great and bring this thing to private equity sector. Guys, have a great day. You guys know where to find me. Horizon HVAC, Horizon_HVAC on Instagram and on TikTok. And you can find me on Mike Cesaro on Instagram. Shoot me a message. Just have a conversation and let's build.